Hey people, how's it going? We are in Caledon. We got Virgil back. And we're gonna go to the first Panari Temple. If I remember how to get there and or where it is. It's over here somewhere. Hey guy. We were here once before, but we didn't talk to anybody.
Wait! Do you see that man? The one at the front of the temple?
Uh-huh.
That's Alexander, first acolyte of the Panari Church. I never thought I'd actually lay eyes on him.
Okay.
The man's a living legend. Joachim used to tell me stories about him. Not a nobler soul in all of Arcanum, it said. And he's a skilled warrior as well. Not the sort you want to tangle with.
Okay. In the name of Nazareth, I welcome you, my friend. How can I help you today? Yeah. I'm Alexander, High Acolyte in the First Panari Temple. Alright. Giving a physical description. Can I ask you some questions? Who do I speak to concerning Panari history? Many scholars here. Two most learned are Hadrian, the church archaeologist, and Gunther Willem, the church historian. Both are well-versed in Panari history and have detailed information concerning their specific disciplines. Okay, where do I find them? Each have offices just through the doors behind me. When we're finished speaking, I'll open the doors for you. Okay, more questions. What can you tell me of the Panari Church? What can you tell me about Nazareth? Who was he? He's a powerful and wise elf who lived during the Age of Legends. As a leader of the Elven Council, Nazareth was both the physical and spiritual leader of all of the lands of Arcanum. For 1,000 years he ruled over the council, and the land prospered and all was well. So he's dead. He died after he and the council banished Aranax at the Ring of Brodgar. Nazareth was wounded mortally in the battle which preceded the banishment and died not long after. Okay, where did he die? According to the Archeon... Yeah, Archeon. Nazareth traveled to the southernmost tip of the land and there laid himself to rest. That's why we're here. The temple is built over his remains. Really? The remains of Nazareth are just below us in the lower catacombs. There's a stairway through the doors behind me. It leads down to the burial chamber and the sarcophagus which he's encased. Unfortunately, only church elders and pilgrims are allowed to see the remnants. And more questions. Oh. Okay, I'll lock the doors, Heidi. The door is open. Oh my god, these people. I like this guy. Let's talk to him. Hello, who are you? Call me Hadrian, acolyte of the Panari and local expert on church archaeology. How might I help you? Well, I'm Carolyn, and I've got some questions. Let's talk about your work. What do you know about the remains of the Nazareth? What'd you like to know about? Where are they? House in the old catacombs beneath the temple. Okay, have you seen them? No. I'd get anything to see those old bones. There's so many questions I could answer if I could only have a look. When he died, how he died. I want to know if his skeletal structure is the same as common elves, if his prolonged use of magic changed him somehow. So many questions, and I've never been able to see them. You're the archaeologist for the church. How come you haven't seen them? You'd think so. I mean, when the elders see someone digging in the dank caverns of Begelian depths, who they call, or some poor fool comes across a tomb sealed with the Gorthonian blood curse, ring the bell for old Hadrian. I don't know why they won't let me see him. Speak of desecration and sacrilege. The man is dead. D-E-A-D, dead. I respect and cherish Nazareth and what he taught us more than anyone. I don't think he'd be upset if I chipped a piece of bone off his earthly skull. I'd like to look at him too. Really? Are you a fellow archaeologist? Should have saved before talking to him. I'm gonna tell him the truth. No, but I got a story for you. It all started when I boarded the IFS ever. A living one. What? I think that's a very poor taste. Do you have any idea what it is you're proposing? Yeah, I know it's kind of a big pile of bullshit. You know, we were told to watch out for someone like you. The high priest said there would be an imposter who would try to pass himself off as a living one. You're lucky I don't have you thrown in chains right here. I need your help! Look, just leave. I couldn't help you see the remains in any case. I've never seen them, and they're certainly not going to let you. Wait! What? Listen, I don't know what to think anymore. I'm an old man and set in my beliefs. It's much easier for me to think you're a charlatan than face the alternative. It's okay. Well, if the remains are what you seek, you want to go and wander around the local sewers. You never know what you'll find down there. Perhaps you'll bring back whatever it is you come across. Maybe even let me have a look. Yeah, if I find anything, I'll come back. Thanks. Is there anything else? General questions. Tell me about some of the objects you have here. Is that a skeleton's finger? That's the finger of Saint Mannix. Saint Mannix, who's that? He's one of the elders of the Panari Church, a very, very holy man. He was the only man in history of the church who was ascended by Nazareth. That means his body was taken directly from this life to the next. Okay, so why is his finger here? Legend tells of a time when Saint Mannix had been captured by barbarians. They were plundering the surrounding countryside and were holding Mannix for ransom. He told his people to refuse, so the barbarians threatened to cut off one of his fingers so he didn't comply. Mannix calmly picked up the knife, told him there would be no ransom, and cut it off himself. That man sounds like a badass. He was when he needed to be. Anything else? More about the objects. What's the glass device? I don't know, but it sure is pretty. Okay. How about the black gems? That is the Eye of Krakatoa. An eye? Well, no, I mean, it's really the Eye of Krakatoa. When the council was banishing him, it put up quite a struggle. Somehow, the monster's eye got put out, and someone found it where they were cleaning up. Dreadful creature Krakatoa was. If you ask Alexander about it, the banished one, who's been banished over the years, he'll tell you the truth. Okay. You got anything for sale? No, those are priceless church artifacts. I wouldn't part with them for riches. More questions. General questions. Okay, I may have screwed up, but I'm not sure. Hi, who are you? You might call me Gunther Willem. Okay, what do you do? I'm the church historian. I have a variety of responsibilities here, from translations to document restorations, as well as authentication of any literary finds. If it's written and it has to do with the Panari, it's my job to find out about it. Can I talk to you? Tell me about your work. What are you currently working on? Currently, I'm doing some research on older translations of the Arcanum. I found some interesting discrepancies that I'm looking into. What do you mean? There are a few differences in some of the passages I found in the earlier copy. I'll give you an example. The Arcanum we read today refers to our order as the Panari. The word Panari in the Old Tongue means light servant or follower, but in the older copy I'm studying, we're referred to as the Pan Rene, which means defenders of the gate. That's odd. Anything else? Well, minor things. I'm still working on the translations. Maybe I can find something later. More questions. Statue in the courtyard. That is a statue of Saint Mannix, one of the earliest elders of the church. Obviously made a saint. Saint Mannix was the only person, reputedly, to have ascended. That is, the spirit of Nazareth appeared, took his body directly from this plane of ascension to the next. You don't buy that? There's no doubt in my mind that Mannix was a very holy man. My belief in his inconclusive set of circumstances does not invalidate the fact, regardless of how it might reflect on my own faith. Are there any witnesses? There were 2 eyewitnesses, 2 elves. One was an elf named Randar, and the other, what was his name? Kanhua, I believe. The accounts of the incident were almost exactly the same, and both are beautifully written. Okay, do you believe in it? Okay, what else do you know about him? Oh, almost all the records. Jesus fucking Christ, sorry about the yawning. Almost all the records concerning the life of the great saint have been lost over the years. Very little is known about him or what he did before he was, taken. Of course, there are the usual insubstantial accounts of miracles. He seems straight. Oh, and there's Alexander. What? I'm gonna take a drink. You don't know. He never talks about it. The man's enough humility for all of us. He's a direct descendant of Mannix. His family has held the position of first acolyte for the last 1,500 years. Whoa. Yeah, there's no better man to bear it. Alexander's a saint in his own right. There are a few men I respect. Alexander's a noble soul. Do you know anything of him? No. Let's hear it. Alexander hasn't always been with the temple. You see, the first acolyte's role in any Panari temple is the spiritual leader and warlord. Symbolically, he's to assume those roles just as Nazareth did so many years ago. Most acolytes go into this very lightly. They smite and treat the local constabulary to train them in basic combat techniques. But not Alexander. What'd he do? He left us for 10 years, and studied with some of the most feared and respected masters of several combat disciplines. For his pilgrimage, he traveled to the Vendigroth Waste and lived there alone until he thought himself ready to assume his post. If you know anything of the Waste, know this. There's no more terrible place in all of Arcanum. Okay, so he can fight? There's not a more dangerous man in all of Caledon. He's very well versed in 2 or 3 of the magical colleges as well. The temple hasn't been safer in hands since those of the great saint himself. Questions about your work. Remains of the Nazareth. What do you know about them? Very little, save for the documents we've associated with their discovery, and a few research documents about the sarcophagus itself. Hadrian, the archaeologist, would have more information about the specifics. Do you think they're authentic? To tell you the truth, I don't know. I've done a lot of research on the engravings on the sarcophagus. Everything seems to be in order. It seems to me that it's all very convenient. I mean, who buried him? We have no records of that. There's no doubt that an elf of his stature would have been given an elaborate burial, but who did it? We don't know. Does the church say who discovered them? Let's see. Oh yeah, the elf's name was Khan Hau. Wait, that was the one that witnessed the ascension. Well, yeah, it's the same name. Let me look. Discovery of the remains happened within a few years of the ascension of St. Mannix. I realize that, but you're correct. They might very well be the same person. You don't think that's convenient? I'm very curious about this whole affair. What's your real interest in this? Tell him the truth. You're telling me you're the sole survivor of the Ever crash? Yeah. I was wondering if you're going to tell me. I've been looking for you for a long time, you know. The rumors abound, and we've heard you might come calling. I'm very glad you decided to put your trust in me. Thanks. I really need to see the remains, though. Listen, not everyone here is sympathetic. Hadrian the archaeologist is the one you need to speak to, but be careful. He's old and loyal, but belief in you will come solely from him. He'll be the best source of information regarding the remains and how you might see them, but tread lightly. Subterfuge might be necessary. Thanks for telling me. We should talk to you first. Well, thank you, my friend. Return here when you've seen the remains and tell me what you find. I might be able to help you once you know what you're looking for. Okay. Alright. Okay. So we need to go to this. Oh, I've got to get the fuck out of here. What's down here? Unlocked. I'm curious. Okay. Where does this door go? The tomb of Nazareth. Can I go look? I'm sorry, but only people besides the church elder. Only people beside the church elders who are allowed to remain are Panari brothers and sisters on pilgrimages. We haven't seen one of those in a long time. I'm on a pilgrimage. I'm sorry, but you don't wear the pilgrim's robes, and don't apprentice being lied. I don't appreciate being lied to. Remember, you be on your way. Fuck off. Yeah, well, you'll regret that when I save the world. I am gonna stop here, because I think I fucked up enough for one day. Ah, fuck it. If we fucked up, we fucked up. I deal with the consequences. And we'll come back tomorrow and talk with Alexander and be louder than the music in this game. So I will see you.